Stay safe.
Stay active.
And stay healthy.
I'm Mrs. Barrett from PASS, Physical Activity and Sports Specialist. We hope you're keeping active and healthy at home or at school. Well done if you're watching this video. Hopefully it means you've already taken part in our lesson 1 and 2 of tennis skills and tennis activities aimed at children in reception classes, so early years foundation stage, and you're now ready and raring to go for our 3rd tennis lesson. Our 3rd lesson is all about moving and handling large and small equipment. So in order to do this tennis lesson, you will need to grab a fair amount of equipment. That will include 8 pairs of rolled up socks. It will also include a ball, possibly a tennis ball size or maybe sort of a medium sized ball. If you haven't got a ball, you might have to use one of your rolled up socks to act as a ball, and something to use as a racket. So if you haven't got a racket yourself, you might use a lid from a box, a magazine, a book, or possibly, like we've done before, a cardboard cutout of a racket. So if you'd like to pause the video there and grab the equipment that you need for our 3rd tennis lesson. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you've got the equipment that you need and you're ready to go for our warm-up. For our warm-up, we're going to play clock socks. Okay, for this warm-up, you need your 8 pairs of socks and you separate them so you've got 1 in each hand. One of the socks you're going to place in the middle of our circle. My daughter Athena, who's in reception, is going to help us with this one. So she's sitting by the one lot of socks, and surrounding her, making a circle, are the partner socks. So there's 1 pair, 1 sock from each pair around the edge. Okay, when I say go, Athena's going to stand up, so she's ready and raring to go, and she's going to try and find the matching pairs for the socks. So if you want to stand up, Athena, and pick your first sock that you would like to find its matching partner, and Athena's going to run and place the sock that she's got with its partner. Then she's going to go back to the centre and find the next one. Good job. Each time, hopefully looking around her, thinking about those colours of those socks and where they might be, so she can be really quick at finding its partner. Obviously try and use variations of colours or styles of socks rather than all white socks. That might be tricky for your children to find. Good job, Athena. She's down to her last sock now. Great stuff. And back to the centre. Okay, you can play this warm-up game a number of times to make sure your children are enjoying themselves and are fully prepared for the activity. Obviously, you want them to stay on their feet and use their hands, bend down nice and low, and try and remember where those different socks are. You can also time them to see how long it takes them to complete the circle and have a go and see if they can beat their personal best each time. Okay, if you want to pause the video there, and we'll get ready for our first tennis activity. Welcome back. Athena's already started our first activity. So for this one, you'll need whatever you're using as your tennis racket and whatever you're using as a ball. Okay, now thinking about holding your racket in 1 or 2 hands, whatever feels comfortable, and hopefully standing sideways on. Okay, you're going to see if you can move your ball around your circle using your racket. So little pushes and then jogging alongside so that you're keeping nice and warm. So have another go, Athena, so we can all see what you're doing. So place the ball on the floor, sideways on, little pushes around your circle using your tennis racket. We don't want to push it really, really hard and run after it. Keep going, Athena, so we can see what you're doing. We want to keep in close control over our equipment. So just gentle pushes all the time. Okay, this time, Athena, you're going to see if you can go in and out of the socks. So you're going to start here by these orange socks, and you're going to go all the way around the circle without touching the socks with your ball or racket. Okay, so remember, standing sideways on, watching your ball, and trying not to touch the socks with your feet, the racket or the ball. So it takes a little bit more control of turning your racket. Good stuff. Remember, keeping sideways on, Athena, and looking at the ball at all times. Okay, if you want to pause the video there and have a go at pushing your ball with your equipment, seeing if you can keep it under close control. Welcome back. Hopefully you were doing a really good job there at controlling your ball with your racket and keeping it under close control. What we're going to try and do now is see if we can draw some different letters or words using our racket and ball, so we know we can really keep it under close control. So Athena's going to have a go at writing her first name using her racket and ball, so drawing the letters with her equipment. So do you want to stand up, Athena, and have a go to see if you can do that first of all? And you might encourage them to do small which is lots of curved strokes, or it could be a capital which is more straighter lines. What are you going to choose to do, Athena? Capital. Okay, would you like to show us how you might do your capital keeping control of your equipment? And then when you've done your Athena, what letter are you going to do next? T. Again, you could do a lowercase, so a small t, or a capital T. So this helps the children then again to keep close control over their equipment and helps them thinking about their letter sounds at the same time. Okay, and you can spend as long as you like obviously on that task, going through the whole alphabet, all 26 letters, or having a go at their first, middle name and surname. If you want to pause the video there, and we'll go on to our next activity. Okay, hopefully you did a good job at writing your letters with your equipment and keeping them under close control. The next one we're going to do requires them to be controlled but also work a little bit faster. So we're going to have a go at some different races, which hopefully the children are going to enjoy. So you're going to choose one of your socks as your starting point, and you're going to choose another pair, maybe on the other side of the room or your garden, as your end point. And this time the children are going to try and push their equipment with their racket as quickly as they can from their starting stock to their ending stock. Now, if you've got more than one child, obviously you can do it as a little bit of a race, having two children go at the same time, or doing it as a team, taking turns and seeing how many there and backs they can do in, say, 1 minute. So it's up to you how you want to set that up, depending on the number of children you have and the space that you've got. So let's have a little go at Athena. Do you want to see now if you can keep control of your equipment but also move quickly? Try and stand sideways on, Athena. So little pushes rather than one big push and chase after. And round the socks, remember the ball shouldn't touch the socks. Try not to pick it up. Move with your racket and then all the way back. Brilliant. Now I'm going to have my go. So I'm going to take the equipment and I'm going to do little pushes, keeping the ball out to the side of my body, around my equipment, and then back again. And now Athena's going to have her turn. Have another go. So this is good at practicing and learning to take turns and be cooperative if they're working together as a team. If you have an older sibling working with a younger sibling, you might want to start them further back or give the younger sibling a bit of an extra time at the start. Okay. Adding on now to make it more progressive, you could add in some obstacles. So you could add again in some of your socks that the children need to go around, so it becomes a bit of a slalom race as well. Okay, pause the video there, ready for our last tennis activity. Welcome back. We're now on to our last tennis activity, where the children are going to work on controlling their equipment again by squashing or pushing a ball and then have a go at pushing it back as straight as they can. So for this one, you will need, again, your racket, whatever you're using as a racket, and a ball. I'm going to be rolling it gently along the floor to Athena. She's going to be watching the ball, keeping her eyes on it the whole time, bending down to squash the ball with her racket, and then getting sideways on to push it back to me gently. And we're going to see if we can keep that going. So, Athena, you're in position there. She's sideways on, thinking about that ready position, knees bent, bottom sticking out as if she's sitting on a chair, feet apart, and her racket out to the side of her body. Okay, I'm going to roll the ball gently along the floor. Athena's going to watch it, squish it like a tomato, and then push it back to me gently. So squish it, good girl, and now push it. Brilliant. Okay, let's try that again because that was awesome. So squash it. Oh, good try. Sometimes it can go past us if we're not always watching, and push it. Good stuff. Let's have one more go. Watch the ball, roll it, squish it, push it. Awesome. Try and encourage the children to go and meet the ball. Don't wait for the ball to come to them. Okay, now you can see how many roll squash pushes you can do in a row without the ball going underneath their racket or out to the side of their racket. That was awesome, Athena. I think we'll be able to really move on in our next tennis lesson as well to do some more floor tennis. Okay, we're going to finish with a cool down. So if you want to pick up your racket. Okay, now you might want to do this with your rolled up socks rather than your ball. It's up to you. Can you hold your racket out in front of you? Right, and we're going to gently see if we can balance our ball on our racket as we walk around the space. Now, a ball is going to be quite tricky, so let's see how Athena gets on. It might be easier on her way round to pick up some rolled up socks if she's finding it difficult. How are you getting on, Athena? Do you want to try with the socks? Okay, it's a little bit tricky if they're not rolled up. Okay, but they can see if they can think about controlling their equipment whilst they are balancing, whilst they're moving. And they're also thinking about cooling down their body because they've worked really hard. Off you go again, really hard, and we want to gradually bring their body back down. So lower their breathing rate, lower their heart rate, and then get ready for some more learning or other activities at home or at school. We hope you've enjoyed your third tennis lesson. Hope you take part in our third striking and fielding lesson this week as well. And be sure to tune in next week to our fourth tennis lesson. And remember, stay safe, stay active, stay healthy.